There we go. So guys, this is the Yawhg. And I hope you enjoy my playthrough of it. I'll probably do a couple. The music in this game is gorgeous. So we'll do a couple playthroughs, and Bendy, I don't know if you're here. Might be might highlight like all of the separate playthroughs, so you know it's just sort of stuff I can upload. You don't know about other people, but I absolutely love hearing fret noises, and yeah. Alright guys, get your tea. Press a direction on the controller or keyboard to select a character. One device may control multiple characters. Select at least 2. I'm going with this dandy man. This fancy lady. White Dragon, the VOD was muted. I know, I have to go and edit it. I'm really upset about that. So, unfortunately, Borderlands is muted at the moment until I can fix it. But, you know, it's one of those things, you know? What's up, Holmes? What's up? Alright, I'm getting started now, okay? Oh, what? Oh. It crashed. Okay. That's fucking awkward. Fuck. Okay. The Yawhg will be here in 6 weeks, and no one expects it. Not a one of us. We just keep on living our lives week by week, unaware. I hope the audio's okay. Let's turn that down a little bit again. Alright, well, let's go with the forest first. And chop some wood. You spend the week cutting down trees for the village. You gain 2 physique and earn yourself 1 wealth. One day during your forest excursions, you stumble upon a swarm of rats. At first, you jump backwards in shock, but then you start to hear them conversing with one another. They call you over.
Excuse me, miss,
One of them says in a high-pitched voice.
do you think you might be able to help us out with something? You see, we're trying to elect our new leader, but it seems our votes are completely tied. We're trying to decide between Seedpaw the Vengeful and Blightooth the Wise,
Says the rat. Seedpaw steps forward. If you vote for me, the rats will have a powerful leader. One who isn't afraid to take our fight to the enemy, proclaims Seedpaw. Blightooth steps up. If you vote for me, good miss, I will lead these rats to an age of enlightenment, says Blightooth. Which rat do you choose? Oh, come on. The wise. Come now. Come now. Half of the rats roar with tiny applause. Seedpaw bows his head and walks back into the mass of rats. Blightooth climbs up to your shoulder and whispers ancient secrets into your ear as thanks. You gain 1 mind and 1 magic. Yeah! And this guy... Welcome back, Cap. We're gonna go to the arena. We're gonna be boring and play it like this, eh? Compete or bet? gambling man. You spend the week placing bets on your favorite fighters. You gain 4 wealth. One day, while wandering the halls, one of the arena's fighters approaches you. "Excuse me, sir. I need a sparring partner," he says. "Are you down for a fight or two?" I'm gonna refer you to the guy next to me. I'm sorry, sweetheart. "Thanks," he says. Later on, you see the two of them taking turns punching each other in the face. Preferring not to be punched in the face, you feel good. Oh, you feel you made a good decision. You gain 1 mind. They say the last time it came, the Yawhg devoured houses whole, stole lives, tore families and family members apart. But that was so very long ago. Let's go. Do we go back to the forest? Let's go drinking. You spend the entire week getting wasted. You gain 2 charm and 1 physique. One day, the tavern throws its annual dart tournament. I've had a lot to drink. I think I'm pretty good at darts. You sign up for the dart tournament, ready to prove your dart throwing prowess. You play the worst game of darts anybody's ever seen. You manage to break several glasses and narrowly miss someone's head. You come dead last. Somebody there wrote a song of how poorly you did, and it's quickly become the most popular tune in town. You lose 1 charm. Whoop! Let's go to the gardens and meditate. You spend the week in deep meditation. You gain 1 magic and 2 mind. Walking past a pond one day, you see a fat little frog sitting on a lily pad.
Please, sir,
The frog begs.
I'm not a frog at all, but an enchanted prince. If you could see your way to kissing me, it would break the curse and return me to normal.
We're kissing the frog. We're kissing the frog. And I use the Logitech G35s. You bend down and kiss the frog. You feel a curious stirring, like a curse trying to break. Unfortunately, you don't seem to be magical enough to get the job done. The frog thanks you for your efforts and hops off sadly. You wake up the next morning with a bad case of lip warts. You lose 1 charm. It was on us in a heartbeat, or so the stories go. The earth shook. The air went still. Off to the slums! To pickpocket. No one likes us anyway. They're mean. They're mean to us. You spend the week performing petty theft. You gain 1 wealth and 2 finesse. One night, a man walks up to you. "Excuse me, miss. Feeling a little lonely tonight?" he asks. "For only a small amount of coin, I can make you feel good all night." Fuck it! When in Rome, you hand him over a small sack of coins. You lose 2 wealth. On your way to your house, you start about talking philosophy, history, magic, everything really. The 2 of you have an amazing conversation that goes well into the morning. You gain 2 mind and 2 charm. The man apologizes for the lack of sex, but thanks you for the chat. He refunds you back half of what you spent. Yeah! Off to the hospital with us. We got a bad case of lip warts. Let's clean up. I'm not a doctor. You spend the week steeling your mind against the horrors of the hospital, making sure it is as clean as it can be. You gain 1 mind, 1 physique, and earn 1 wealth. One day a patient comes into the hospital with sores that nobody's ever seen before. While walking by his bedside, he looks to you and rudely asks for a glass of water. Kind of a dick, but come on, dude. You bring him a small glass to quench his thirst. He takes a large He takes a large sip, swigs it around, and then proceeds to spit it at you. The water hits you right in the face. After cleaning up, you scold the obviously insane man for spitting at you. That night, when you get home, you feel dizzy and start having vivid hallucinations about ancient wizards. You gain 3 magic! You lose 3 mind. And then the world was a howling fury. Chaos. Screaming. The sound of all we knew being pulled in half. Let's go back to the tavern. You spend the entire week getting wasted. You gain 2 charm and 1 physique. One day, a fortune teller sets up at one of the tavern's tables. She offers to read anybody's fortune for a small sum. Yes, please! The fortune teller takes your hand and begins showering you with promises of love and wealth. She doesn't really go into any detail, and the whole time you can't help but feel that this is all an act. Underwhelmed and slightly poorer, you can't help but feel like you've wasted your money. That night, while walking home, the fortune teller runs up to you and gives you a kiss on the cheek.
There's the love part,
she says with a toothless smile. Then, she hands you a giant sack of gold.
There's the wealth,
she says. You gain 2 wealth.
Still think I'm a hack. ...
Yeah, boy, what up? Landscaping. You spend the week maintaining the plants in the royal garden. You gain 1 finesse, 1 physique, and earn yourself 1 wealth. Over the course of the week, you notice yourself growing more and more spiral-shaped sores all over your body. One day, the sores begin glowing a vibrant blue. You feel your magical power grow even stronger, while your mind slips further and further. You gain 3 magic, you lose 3 mind. In no time, the sores are glowing so bright that they hurt to look at. Someone rushes up to you asking if you're alright. With only a glance, you set him aflame. Then you let out a scream that shakes the earth and shatters the skulls of all nearby. A river of blood coats the ground as you walk about, reveling in your destruction. You black out. When you come to, you're at home in your bed. Your sores have faded, and you feel like the disease's symptoms have passed. When it arrives this time, how will we fare? Will we once more rebuild? Move on? Be strong? Or have we forgotten? Let's go hunting. You spend the week hunting defenseless critters. You gain 2 finesse and sell the pelts for 1 wealth. One day, you hear hundreds of footsteps rumbling through the forest in your direction. It's an orc raiding party. What do? Charm them. Yes! Look at our charm, it's 10! The orc leader stops in front of you and introduces herself as Grish. You manage to smooth talk her and she seems completely entranced by you. She turns back to her horde and instructs them not to eat you. Quick thinking. You gain 1 mind. Woof! After what I've done, actually, you know what? Alchemy. Magic is 12. You spend the week experimenting with different potion brews. You gain 2 magic and 1 mind. One day, a swarm of rats infests the building. They are biting everything in their way. Everyone else in the building flees immediately. What do? Blast them with magic. You wave your hands and produce volleys of fire to incinerate the rodents. Shooting all down those rats really improves your aim. You gain 2 finesse. The Yawhg, it's almost here. Almost. Almost.
Spend the week attending fancy gatherings. You gain 2 charm and 1 finesse.
One day, the king approaches you. Excuse me, but you look like someone who I can confide in, he says. I really want a prince to take over the throne, but the queen and I aren't exactly active in the bedroom. He blushes a little. Do you have any advice on how I could romance the queen, so to speak? I will teach you my ways, my lord.
You spend hours drawing a bunch of diagrams and going through scenarios with the king.
By the end of it, he's just as charming as you are. He thanks you and hands you a large sack of coins as a reward. You gain 3 well. Let's fight crime. You spend the week outsmarting and beating up criminals. You gain 1 mind, 1 physique, and 1 finesse.
Hey.
One night you hear a woman whisper at you from nearby. Hey you, she calls out. Looking to make a bit of coin? I won't say no. I'm always up for more coin. She signals for you to go into the alleyway with her. Come closer, she says. Nobody else can hear what I'm about to tell you. You lean in close, eager to learn how you'll be earning this coin. She presses herself right up against you, moving her lips slowly towards your ear. Suddenly, she bites your neck viciously. Blood pours from the wound and she clings to you tightly, lapping it all up. You black out. When you come to, you see her standing over you. Thanks, she says, tossing you a couple of coins. You gain 1 wealth. She then melts into the shadows. When you feel your neck, you notice your wound has healed completely. Your body feels ice cold. You gain 3 charm. You lose 3 physique. The storm arrives in the night. By the morning it still rages. For 3 full days the tempest puts us through a grinder, drowns us, crushes us, ruins us. But then it ends. We see the graveyard our home has become. Our home. Does anything yet live? Is it? Are we? Past saving? So, our first character. What is she? Also, Zal, thank you for the 100 bits. I'm sure the king knows all about my pelvic thrust now. Vicious Green, thank you for that 2-month resub. And also, Zal, with the other 50 bits. You sure earned that coin in a dungeon. What should we be? Why would I be the town drunk? I'm so charming. Leader. Yeah, I like your thinking. You take it upon yourself to be the leader of the survivors. You expertly delegate and prioritize tasks. You give motivating speeches and act as an effective mediator in disputes. This helps the rebuilding effort significantly. Well, my magic, so I'm gonna be the conjurer. Oh. You take it upon yourself to help conjure up supplies for the town. You go to cast a spell when suddenly your skin turns milky white. You lose 3 physique. You also notice your teeth are a little sharper than usual and your complexion clears up instantly. You gain 3 charm. You notice another conjurer beside you, wiping sweat from her brow. Her neck fully exposed. You can even see a vein or 2. Delicious. Before you know it, you're coated in blood, with a mangled form in front of you. There are several people around, and they're all filled with delicious nectar. The next few hours are a blur. You wake up to find yourself in the middle of the woods. You don't quite know what happened, but you're pretty sure it didn't help the survival effort. And so, we set about our tasks once more, living our lives. This time, in a way we might never have expected, or even wanted. But, in the end, we were defeated. Those of us left struggled to put our home to rights, but the effort was futile. Doomed. The city bled survivors, eventually becoming a husk, a dead thing. And perhaps the Yawhg was only partly to blame. The Yawhg traumatized you deeply. Despite everything starting to be okay now, something in you snapped. Maybe it was witnessing a baby floating face down in the water. Maybe it was when you found a man skewered on a fence, still squirming slightly. His eyes an empty void. Perhaps it was when you saw a group of kids that were trapped in the school had resorted to eating their rotting teacher's corpse. Whatever it was, you can't help but drink. You drink so much you're not entirely sure what is real and what's an illusion. One day, you look into a mirror. Your eyes are empty, hollow. Under the cover of the night, you sneak back into the town. You hide in the sewers, constantly craving the taste of blood. Finding that rats aren't enough, you take to the surface, preying on victims sleeping on the streets. Sometimes they die immediately. Sometimes they got very sick. And sometimes they join you in the sewers, preying on the townspeople alongside you. Before long, you've developed an entire underground civilization. Vape Nash.